Hey, what's going on? It's time to make a movie, I say. I don't have the studio set up the way I'd like it yet. It's going to be an evolution, but I don't think that's an excuse not to have a little bit of fun while we're working on it. Here we go. Before all the workbenches and stuff get built, I think we should have a look at Project Overkill. Someone actually mentioned to me yesterday that we should do a Project Overkill video, even though we just got here. I think that's a good idea. Let's do it. I feel bad, it's got dust on it. Forgot to put in the bumper. And this, of course, is the trailer hitch we have from BOYZ RC factory, well, fabrication shop. This right here is a makeshift clamp because I do not have a pintle hitch. But this is brilliant all by itself, depending on the weight. Hey, if that's going to be able to pull quite a bit of weight on the trailer, but it's just going to be able to clip right on and still have range of mobility. Kabow! Okay, so this right here is, for those who don't know, is Project Overkill. Ridiculous beast. A lot of the viewers are already familiar with it. 2 transmissions, 4 motors. It was an axial SCX10 Dingo is what I started off with, but had our Rude Boys actually extend the frame by about 3 inches. I've had a few problems with this whole setup. One of them was a front jittering I had in the front wheels, right? Like, it wasn't so bad when it was at high speed, the jittering would stop. But at slow speed, after investigating more, it's the bloody angle of that MIP drive shaft. I think a regular drive shaft is going to do. That's my next step. Now, I'm going to remove this drive shaft from the front, take the MIP one right out. I think what's happened is, apart from the angle, I also put a drop of blue Loctite in there, and I think what's happened is it's caused some binding issues in the ball and cup action. So I went to undo it. Loctite stripped the hex nut. This is one thing that we've always done. Everybody always has this problem, hey? Thanks, iPhone. So we're gonna zip it out. The bonus for me is earlier in the build season, I put in a Robinson Racing solid output drive in both transmissions, so I don't mind drilling into it. I'm not going to crack it. Like, Axial's hardened steel ones are actually hollow, I believe. So if you drill into it, you can actually crack it right off. But this one, no problem. So let's break out the drill and see what we can do. Okay, so to drill it out, I'm going to have to use a hardened bit. Probably, let me see here, that is going to be too small. 7/64. Yeah, that'll do. Okay, dudes, remember, when you're drilling out a output drive, or anything really, you want to make sure that you're not drilling too quickly, right? You don't want the end of this to go red hot, or you're going to ruin it. And here, I'll try and get in a little bit more here. And I'll move this right over here. And you guys just can't see, that's too bad. Well, I'll just kind of drill it out nice and slow. You really want that drill bit to be biting. Start getting a little pile of shavings in there. And I'll fast forward through this. Here I've flipped it upside down, just undoing the set screw on the back side and separate it from the front. I'm gonna have to compress the springs, give myself a little more room. Holy smokes, this is real life, eh? Come on, there we go. Okay, one set, one side. Back to the other side, see if it actually helped us there. Geez, I should screw that on. Here we go, right in here. It's too bad you guys can't see, but it just came off super easy, okay? So, drilling out the set screw was the way to go. Got it out nice and simple, and time to put in the new drive shaft. Let's see if the plastic axial one is actually going to hold up to the torque. I think it's going to. Okay, I'm having a hard time believing that I have a whole parts wall, but I don't have any axial drive shafts, ironically. I have everything axial. Well, I've got other things over here, but I don't have any drive shafts. So I'm going to have to actually check out the parts drawer. YouTube's about being real. Hey, might as well show you what it's over here. Just a normal dresser, parts drawer. This has a whole bunch of stickers and parts over the years. Everybody has this in their house. Normally it's just a junk drawer. House keys, batteries, things like that. Normally in people's kitchens. I know in there has got to be a drive shaft. Either that, or I'm going to have to steal it from... Oh, I see the next victim. Ridiculous. Should clean this up, but it's just so many spare parts that it's not really This is years of collecting, you guys. Years and years and years of having fun with this stuff. That's what it's all about. Okay, I'm gonna have to find one somewhere. I thought I had found one. This is actually off of the original SCX-10 build I did. Check it out. Here's the problem. It's only half a drive shaft, and you see that it looks like a piece of licorice, like a Twizzler. That's actually been torqued, right? So my wheel has been caught somewhere, and I gave it pressure, and it twisted the drive shaft. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, if you have a drive shaft like this, it is time to replace it. This will not do. You know, sometimes you gotta make the ultimate sacrifice. Drive line. Okay, look at, you see what you see on here? This is an axial enforcement rig. I don't even know if I have this on right. They don't send instructions or diddly squat with it. But look at what it does. I'm gonna try and turn the drive shaft here. It actually, I don't even think I have this on the right way. It must be the only way, but supposedly it prevents these little tabs from backing away from the yoke, right? It doesn't, you know, these tabs, it's not focusing right in there. So this is to try and reinforce, and I totally agree. I've used lots of drive shafts. These aren't bad. I think they're $2.99. I don't work for Axial. I don't have a partnership with Axial. I buy my stuff. Axial sends me some stuff because I get lots of views. But I bought most of this stuff. Okay, not a price on this one. I think they're like 12 bucks. I don't know, something like that. Worth it though. Okay. Sometimes you gotta take from the rich and give to the poor. Oh man, that's in there. Okay, I need both hands. Okay, I have to go. I don't have any SCX-10 drive shafts, so I gotta take the trip all the way across town. It's totally gonna be worth it. And shall we do in some magic of TV land? And an hour later, I've got the stuff. Now let's have a look inside the bag. Okay, down we go to the build table. You guys always ask me about the parts on the wall. Parts that I get, you can see that it's just as simple as going out and buying the parts that you need. And I actually, you know, you go a few times, you get what you need. You guys are laughing at all the bags I'm taking out. Holy, there's my receipt. I actually get them down at pmhobbycraft.ca. Yeah, but you know why I have to have so many parts? You already know this. You've been watching the show. I got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 trucks. So to keep them all going, to keep them working, I have to buy parts for them. But let's get back down to Project Overkill. Okay. So instead of, you know, stealing from the rich and giving to the poor, I decided instead what we'd do is just go and buy a new drive shaft. I needed some for the Wraith too. That's why I have what I have here. But simple drive shaft set. This one is for the Scorpion, same thing. It's going to be the same drive shaft. Now this isn't the whole drive shaft, okay? This is just the inside working part. I didn't need a new yoke or anything like that, so this will do. I'll assemble this quick. Here, have a look at these collars I'm putting on. Focus. Yeah, see, so around the yoke, I'm just pushing these up as far as they can go, and it goes right around the pin. Yeah, you can see how it'll try to prevent that pin from popping out. But in my opinion, it's a very unique way of trying to keep these together. But, what can you do? At least it's something. I'm going to open up another pack of these because I only had one for that side. They come in a pack of 2. I just happen to have used the other one on a different rig. Here, so you can see at least. Comes with the set screws already. You just need 2 per side. Don't need the staple. And again, it's just simple. I think I'm doing this right. I may not. If anybody else knows a different way, please correct me. But I'm pretty sure it goes on such as so. Yeah, just like the other one. So, at least, like I said, it's better than nothing. And you can actually make the life of your drive shafts, your stock drive shafts, longer, right? You will get a chance of instead of popping it off right away, it will kind of keep it in place. So, might as well use it. Oh yeah, one last thing in case you guys were wondering. These holes are for the small set screws it comes with to lock the ring in place so it doesn't slide up and down. And by the way, while we're talking about drive shafts and greasy drive shafts, here, you do not need to put grease on the inside ridges of this drive shaft, okay? They have actually drilled holes in the end of the shaft so they move freely. If you put grease in there, it's going to get dirt and grime in there and it'll start to stick. So try to keep this clean. Okay, that's all the advice I have about that. Okay, time to install it onto Project Overkill. And I'm going to cover one topic right now that I get asked quite a bit in questions. Medic, my grub screw keeps backing out. How do I stop it? Especially if people don't want to use Loctite or don't have any. My secret seems pretty straightforward, huh? Look at 2 set screws, okay? There are 2 holes drilled on either side of this connector, okay? The output drive connector. Use both holes. Okay, insert funny line. I know you guys are thinking it. Use both holes and make sure not to put any grease in there because it gets too slippery and these little set screws will strip out easier. So use 2 either side. Okay, I've got that in place. Just going to tighten one down. You can still use blue Loctite if you want. Blue is removable. Red is pretty much, they say, use red and you're dead because it's going to stay on there forever. Now I find that because I have such an extreme angle to the drive shaft, even though it's not exactly what I would like, fitting 2 transmissions in here was a heck of a job to begin with. So I'm just going to turn the drive, output drive, so I can see the flat spot right in this area on the output drive itself. And line it all up with the hex mounting hole right there. Okay. In goes grub screw number 1. I believe it's a 2mm grub screw. You can pick them up from your hobby shop. Pretty simple. They're only like, what, like $3.99, if that, for a whole package of them. Make sure not to set it too tight and make sure not to strip it when you put it in there. Now, as the whole unit turn. Now we're going to want to put that set screw in on the exact other side like I was just talking about. Kind of gives it a little bit more stability. Then you're not just relying on one set screw holding your drive shaft on. In fact, you have 2 working together.